Is Kyle Shanahan scapegoating Steve Wilks?
Man, what he said today, he said something along the lines, he knew he messed up. Man, yeah, he is scapegoating. And this is what's crazy is Coach talked about this before the season started. He said if they don't win, they're going to scapegoat Wilks. And it's actually happening in front of our faces. And I think this is crazy. The issue I take with this is that, I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I understand it is, even though he's up in the booth, they're all connected on a headset. So Kyle hears that call. If Kyle hears that call and he doesn't like it in the moment, he can say, whoa. No. We're not doing that. Do not do a cover 0 blitz right now. We just need to tackle him in bounds. Absolutely not. I'm overriding this. Do a cover 4, do something different. So to say that he knows Wilks made a mistake, bro, if you thought that was the case, don't be Mr. Hindsight because it didn't work. You knew in the moment what the play call was, and you okayed it by not changing the play. Am I right about that? Isn't that the way that it works? I'm pretty sure they're all connected.
It's I don't think it's fair to come out today and say, yeah, you can't make that call in that situation. Like, it's a fine call on 3rd and 6, but not with 16 seconds left. Dude, override him in the moment.
Yep.
If you're that definitive about it now, like he said it like, man, anyone should know that. You know, like no NFL coordinator worth his salt or no NFL coordinator who's employed would ever do this. I mean, you said that publicly about the guy. That makes it seem like you're a game away from firing him. And 2, it just feels kind of dishonest. Like, man, you're his boss. You're on the headset, man. You could call whatever you want to call. So I don't know. It feels like, man, some people in life throw other people under the bus. It's a bad habit. It's something you don't want to do, right? You mess something up, you got to sort of take the consequences. Kyle likes throwing people under the bus. That was Steve's fault. Nah, man, you're the leader of the team. You stand there and you say, I can't.
He's always done
that's
that,
on
though.
me.
He did it with
that's
he did it with the quarterbacks though too. You know, the injuries. Oh no. I mean, he broke his leg because of this. He hurt his arm because of this. He had a reason for everything instead of just saying, "Hey, it's on me." And that's what I was starting to respect about Kyle, is that it seemed like he was turning the page. But now that the chips are down and it's not going great, it's easy to do all that stuff when you're winning. Oh, it's me. Because the mistake isn't, nobody's holding your feet to a fire when you make a mistake in a game that you win. Like, nobody's doing that. So you can say, it's easy then to be like, oh, you know what? This mistake that it really isn't a big deal and you know it's not, oh, that was my fault. But when it's a big deal and people are saying, hey, dude, why didn't you change the call? Oh, no, that's on him.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
I would have. I knew that was a bad call, but Steve messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, look, I don't know why Steve's here, honestly. You know, they brought him in, but they're like, don't run your defense. Run our defense.
Yeah.
So we want you to be our coordinator, but whatever your instincts are, whatever your ideas are, like, forget those. Just try to figure out what D'Amico would do. Like, what? Why would you? You're setting him up for failure. And when things don't work, he can point to you and say, well, this is what you want me to do. And you can point back to him and be like, well, this is what D'Amico did. So I don't know why he's here. If it's not working and he's not even running his defense, why don't you just promote someone who was here with D'Amico? That's what D'Amico was here with Saleh. I don't know why they didn't do that. It doesn't make sense.
But I do blame him a little bit for accepting that job because he knew what it was. There's a reason Fangio is not here. The reason Fangio is not here is because Fangio would have ran things the way he wanted to, and Kyle was unwilling to let that happen. So he went with Wilks, who was right there and was willing to do that. So Wilks did get himself into that. He could have politely declined. He chose not to. So he's got to deal with it a little bit too, but he shouldn't be scapegoated, not on a particular play that Kyle knew what the play call was.
And is the biggest issue with the defense the fact that Steve Wilks is underperforming? Or is it the fact that Nick Bosa is underperforming? Like, Steve Wilks is important. I'm sure he makes $1, $2, maybe $3 million a year, which is good. Nick Bosa makes $35 million a year. He's supposed to be making every coordinator's job freaking easy. It's like Madden on rookie mode. But so far this year, it's been a struggle for him. And I'm sure he's got his reasons, but I think that's a bigger story, a bigger reason than Wilks' play call on one play that Kyle could have overruled.
Well, let's also look at it just from a standpoint of which unit is performing better the last 2 weeks in these losses. So we're used to the 49ers defense being number one in the league. Okay. It is a shock to see some of these things happening. But ultimately, what does it come down to? It comes down to the points scored. And if you look at the last 2 weeks, teams are averaging 20.5 points against the 49ers. If you take that and you throw that into what the rest of the league gives up, that puts them dead middle of the league. That puts them 16th in the league at points given up per game. Not great. Not for a team that you expect to be the number one defense.
Now, without the talent they have, they were number one last year.
For sure. Not great. And I'm not trying to say that it is and you know, that he shouldn't be held accountable. That being said, Grant, the offense has only scored 17 points a game. We expect them to be near the top as well. And guess what? That would put them at 28th, I believe, in the league, or 26th.
So you're saying
league.
Kyle's deflecting?
He is, because his unit that he's been a part of for many, many years, that has CMC and had Brock Purdy and had many good players this week and the week prior.
Yeah.
They're not getting it done either. And Wilks's unit gave them 3 chances on the opponent's side of the field with the turnovers they forced, and they came away with 7 points, 1 touchdown, and that was because they got the ball at the 8-yard line. So Kyle himself should deflect in his own direction and be like, listen, my unit's not getting it done either.
Yeah, it's like Steve Wilks, he could do better. It's his first year coordinating this team. It's not his defense. It's week 7. It's my 7th year calling plays in the offense. And we look like it's year 1. So that's fair. The Gold Rush says, wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo Lynch's guy? Correct. Neil says, it's good to keep an open mind, y'all truth tellers. Correct. Fish and Chip says, CMC, this scheme 3 years max. T. Davis was gone after 4.
Well, CMC is 27 years old. So that's about when running backs start to hit a wall. So, and if you're going to give him, I don't know, 400 touches in a season, yeah, it might be 1 year for him after this year.
He's already starting to fade. Armando says, Fernando, let's hear it. All right. Because you gave me $10. This is getting ridiculous, guys. I don't even. Okay. Fernando.
So beautiful.
For you.
Gosh, I mean, you. Wow.
Mr. I See Ghosts on Halloween weekend is crazy.
Somebody was going to put it together.
Brother Bob says, I missed it. What did Kyle Shanahan actually say about SW?
Steve Wilks.
Who's SW?
Steve Wilks.
Oh, yeah, that call was all wrong.